Yo, we talking about groceries on FBA. Yo, easy. Yeah. J to the O, the Mayos. Groceries on FBA. What you know about that? Step your game up, suck it.
Hey everybody, it's Sean Mayo, and I've been getting quite a few questions lately regarding tactical arbitrage, and I just want to go over a few problems that people are routinely having that will either stop or slow you down, you know, especially with using the lists that we've created, using bulk, and if you have to switch over to the from the AWS to the MWS version of the API, you definitely may be having problems with it. With that, it's very simple, and I'm going to go over a few of those things in depth to help you guys out. So everybody should know how to use bulk, but what a lot of people are running into is when you upload the files, it either does nothing. You upload a new file, select the file, and if you bought a Gumroad file for me or for anybody else, you have to make sure it's in the correct format. So when you buy it from me, even the bulk lists, they're not going to be exactly ready to upload. There is a limit of 400 lines in any bulk upload file that you do. If it's from a store, there's a limit of 100 lines if you do one of the Amazon flips. So if you were to upload any of these files, we do have the descriptions when we make the file, so it's easier to figure out which ones you want. But as you can see, if we select this file and upload it, it's not going to accept it. And if you try and run it, you're going to see something like this. So what happens is the information has to be exactly what's in the template. As you can see here, you need a category, you need a start page and a last page. And if you're going to do multi searches, you need the category, start page, last page, and which domain it is, exactly as it's shown in the product search. So if you go up here, the very first line is probably the most important and where you're going to see the most amount of issues. Where it says the maximum number of rows you can upload in a bulk list is 400, and it's only going to run for 24 hours. So, you know, I have lines in bulk lists that, you know, could possibly not even finish. There's some subcategories in Walmart, for example, that have over 100,000 items. And it's not going to find 100,000 items in 24 hours because the search limit is 24 hours. So even if you're not doing a bulk list, there's some categories that won't even have time to finish. So make sure that your list is under 400 lines. And that doesn't mean 400 categories. That means 400 individual lines in your sheet. And you can always download an example here. You know, if you bought a file from me, of course, you can just delete that D column and make sure you remove everything but, you know, 400 lines, and you're ready to upload. We've made those files already ready for you, and it has to be the one that says bulk. There's a regular file and there's a bulk file. So you make sure that you have that bulk file. As you can see here, each list is going to have the site name and then one labeled bulk list. So the bulk list is the one that you want to work on. I'm not trying to make this an advertisement, but just cover all the questions you have. So as you can see here, this is one of our, I think, smaller lists. Oops. And only have 166 lines, which is 165 actual search lines. So you wouldn't have to delete off the bottom of this one, but there are some that you do have to delete. and that's most of them. So you have to get it down to 400 lines, and of course delete this D column. So if you just right click on the column and D, make sure you don't have over 400, and this file is ready to upload. And that's all you have to do. If not, you have to have category, start page, and last page. It has to look exactly like that, in that order, or it won't work. The file will upload, it'll look like it didn't upload, and there just won't be anything there. And you have to make sure you have the headers and your categories, and your start and last page has to be always filled in, or it will not work. And that's really the main issue. Now, another thing is that when you go to save these files, if you're creating your own file, or you've opened one of ours and you're deleting extra information, or even if you use the template and you've copied your information in there, when you go to save that file, you see that if you're on a PC, which is what I'm on right now, there's a regular CSV, and that's what you have to save it in if you're using Excel. Now, if you're on a Mac, it's going to default to the Macintosh version. But as you can see, there's an MS-DOS, there's a CSV, and there is the regular CSV. Now, if you're on a Mac, there's going to be the CSV version that it defaults to will not work with Tactical Arbitrage because it's in a different format. CSV is comma separated. So if you look at the file in a text editor, it will just show commas in between each thing. So the Macintosh version does it a little differently, so it's not going to work. So you have to go to this pull down, not just save and select the CSV, but you have to select, depending on your version, one that may say MS-DOS, or it may say Windows, which I don't have. That is the just the one that's labeled CSV on a PC. But if you're on the Windows version, you have to select the Windows. If you're on a Mac, you have to select the Windows version of CSV, or your files will not work. Now, if we go back over and we look at the Amazon flips, if we go down to a big question people have is how to do bulk uploads, and we've made videos on using Keepa and getting the Keepa API and the best way to do that, walking you through setting that up. But as you can see right now, I removed the Keepa API, my own API code. So as you can see, there is no longer a bulk upload option. So to have the bulk upload option, you have to use your own Keepa API key. So you can go to Keepa and you can go through that information. You just go to Keepa, click on apps, and I'll do it again just to take us there. If we go to click on apps, go to Keepa API, you'll be able to go to the pricing plans. I'll be resetting this API key, so please don't steal my API key. This is the one that you really need. 20 tokens a minute. You'll be able to do 892,800 scans a month, which is more than most people need. And it's 39 euros a month. That comes out to right around 43 bucks. And then you'll be able to use your own keys, and you're going to be able to do two things. You're going to be able to do live scanning in Tactical Arbitrage, and you're also going to be able to do bulk uploads. So I'm going to re-enable my key, and I'm going to show you how that works. So now that our key has been entered in the settings, which we'll go to in a moment, you'll see that the bulk categories option is now selectable, and you're going to get the use bulk upload. There's an example, but it's basically the same information as the bulk upload for searching sites. So as you can see here, there's a limit of 100 lines in the bulk list for doing flips. So all the same thing applies. You have to save it in the Windows version for it to work. And you can browse, upload, and then you'll be all set. And of course, you don't fill any of this information in. You can use your last filter settings, and that's all there really is to doing that. I'm not going to go through the whole API for Keepa because I made that in a separate video, which you can find on YouTube. Now, if we go over to the settings, there's a few things here. Once you get your Keepa API key, you can just punch it in right here, as well as your Walmart API key, which I made a separate video for. Very easy. It's completely free. Just go to the Walmart developer site, get your own API key. You can enter it in here, and then you can be doing unlimited API searches. At Walmart, there's unlimited size because the length is you can only do 5,000 separate searches, separate calls. So that could be somewhere around 100,000, as it says right here. Very soon, you're going to be forced to switch from the AWS keys to the MWS keys, which the AWS is advertising. MWS is the merchant key that would be used as a seller. There is a PDF file right here that will walk you through it, but I'm going to show you real quick on how to do that. All you have to do is click on this question mark next to MWS. It's going to give you the direct link to log in. Once you log in, we're just going to go through this again to show you. You're going to log into your page here, and very simply there's three options. You're going to click on the first option, click on next, click on that you've read the licensing agreement, and hit next. And on that page you'll see your keys that you can just select AWS from the pull down, and you're going to enter the US information. If you also want to sell in the UK, you'll have to do it again and enter that information here. But you only need the seller ID and the authorization token from that page, which I'm not going to show you mine, obviously, because I don't believe you can change that. So once you're done, just go ahead down to the bottom and save. One other thing is, when you're doing Amazon flips, you may want to turn off the cache. That's one of the most important things, is the ability to do live searching. So I've selected the live only, and that's about it. So I hope I answered a lot of your questions. If not, you can send me a PM, post in Tactical Arbitrage, and if Alex is busy, me or any of the other users will be happy to help you out. Thanks a lot.